Hey everybody, welcome to the Baltimore to Ohio Southeastern Model Railroad in N scale. Grab a cup of coffee and a donut or three, and let's run some trains and do some switching. Well, good morning everybody. Happy Sunday. We're going to run the C&O interchange train now. Run out to Vauces. Use the B&O GP35, unfortunately without sound. But I love the way that thing looks and runs great. I just wish it had sound. We had a cold front blow in last night, brought some storms. Had to put a rubber band around the wind chimes, the big ones. They're just too big. It's about 70 degrees and very breezy this about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday. So the first thing we're going to do is go pull the cars from track 1. And we're going to put them out on the passing siding. We will need a caboose for this run. It's really not that far out to Vauces, but it's a long backing move. Save them from running around the train across some busy roads. So even today they use a caboose when they go out there, or a shoving platform as they call it. Even though this GP35 runs very well, it's an older model that Benjamin had to machine the frame on to fit the decoder in. It was originally a DC model, and it just doesn't have the fine speed control at slow speeds. If I just go from 2 to 3 to 4 on using the push buttons, it's a huge difference in speed. So a couple times I got a little bit jackrabbit. I apologize for that. So what we're doing now is we're going to go pick up the caboose. But first, that nickel plate gondola is just in the way. Cars could not quite fit on that track when the N&W dropped them off. So we're going to move it back over to track 1 so we can get down and pick up the caboose. You can see the caboose we're going to use sitting there. I'm going to park it on the main. Then we'll go pick up our 5 cars and back down and couple into the caboose. If you had a real long train and back down onto the caboose, the guys back there probably wouldn't be very happy because of the slack action. It's difficult to make a smooth coupling and you got a lot of slack in the train. 5 cars should be able to manage it. I'll have to listen to this after I'm done. I said it's pretty breezy. Just because you can't hear the wind chimes doesn't mean you can't hear the wind. I'm in shorts, but I put a sweatshirt on because it's chilly today. All right, so here we catch the train heading out to VA Junction. I'll cross the side of the river, old CH&D bridge, and go out to Vauces. So while he's gone, let's talk about something else. So while the train runs out to VA Junction to pick up the interchange cars, we talked about my light valance here. So when I first did it, I came from here. I knew I wanted 3 inches up here. On my stool, when I stand on my stool up here, I kept this at 3 inches. I don't even have to tilt my head in there. I could see a couple. When I was down 4 inches, I actually ran some trials. I was going to have to put my head in there. It was really uncomfortable. So I decided 3 inches would be the right thing to have. So I actually cut a piece from this corner, 3 inches, and went all the way across. It looked terrible. So you could see all that crap up there because my backdrop doesn't go up to the top. So I said, okay, I need to change that. So I decided to make this come on across. Put a little fancy curve here. I used a paint can and a jigsaw. Put that in. When I got down to here, I thought, well, I don't know if I want it hanging down that low because of the elevator. So I made it 5 inches, which is the same as that. I thought it looked terrible. Problem was I had just used my last big piece of masonite or hardboard, and I didn't want to go buy any more, another 4x8 sheet. So my wife suggested that I take a piece and I pop rivet it on here. So I've got a piece in the back, a piece of masonite, and actually have some pop rivets on here. So it's sort of an industrial look. You may not be able to see it in the video. Not super happy with it, but I'm not going to buy another 4x8 piece of masonite so I can have this right here and have all the scrap. And it originally didn't have anything back here, but it made it look a lot better. Sort of finished out the layout. Just put a little piece back there. There's no lighting underneath there. Doesn't need to be. That's just a little track for everything. The controls for the lights are up here. Push button, and I can make them brighter or dimmer. Yeah, I think it really finishes up the layout. Makes it look nice. I'm glad I put the curves in. So I think I hear the train coming back. So let's get back to the trains. All right, so here comes the train. Caboose first. The first thing we'll do is return the caboose before we stash the cars back in yard track 1. This is one of the places I told you about. For some reason, man, train seemed like it really picked up speed right here. So Had to dial it back real quick. I don't think he'd be going through the yard that fast, pushing a caboose. We dropped off the caboose. Now we're backing back out. I'm going to stash the cars in yard track number 1. So this will be half of the trains. Next weekend, we're going to have to run the B&O eastbound and westbound trains to pick up the other cars. The cars are on tracks 3 and 4. After that, we can terminate those trains in JMRI, build the Oak Hill train, and we can dig the cars out of these cars in the yard for the Oak Hill train and get them on the road the following weekend. So all we have left to do now is to put the locomotive back. Pretty simple operation. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's talk about my statement about the N&W cabooses here at the end. I'll show you a couple of pictures I took back in the 80s. So in yesterday's video, I made the comment about how I'd like to model an N&W caboose, both in N scale and G scale. And Rich Baden asked me if I was talking about this style. This was Nick's Wabash caboose. The N&W inherited some of those. I actually took this picture somewhere, maybe Jackson, Ohio, I think. No, Princeton, Indiana. As a matter of fact, I took that picture. That's the one that's on display there. They've repainted it since then. But the Ann Arbor had some of those, and the DT&I had some of those. The picture that I was talking about, style, is this one. It's actually a pretty good stand in that. This model is not bad, but the cupola is a little bit different. You notice the windows up here are spaced out, and here they're together. Maybe I just need to find another one of these and see if I can rework the cupola, make it a little bit more like the N&W caboose. But it's actually not a bad model now that I look at it. I always appreciate questions and comments. It makes me a better modeler, and I like to sort of challenge myself. Everybody stay safe.